And now finally we are on the final video of the entire week when it comes to the Master of the Machines Commander decks. I have had a wonderful time recording all of these. I really don't like editing, but what can you do? They're just time consuming, but I do enjoy making these videos and I do like the comments and stuff like that, seeing people enjoy it. So please, if this is one of those videos you enjoy, go watch the other 4. When it comes to these decks, I will not be going through all the individual cards. I'll be going over the honorable mentions and the new cards, and then at the very end, giving my thoughts and opinions on the entire deck as a whole. And then finally, the final commander when it comes to all these decks is Gimbal Gremlin Prodigy. For 2 green, blue, and a red, you get a legendary creature, Gremlin Artificer, that is a mythic. Artifact creatures you control have trample. At the beginning of your end step, create a 0/0 red goblin artifact creature token. Put X11 counters on it, where X is the number of different named artifact tokens you control, and it is a 4/4. And if you do not know, I love Planeswalkers. I collect Planeswalkers, and I really do love it when a commander deck puts in a Planeswalker. However, they never put in the ones I don't have, they always put in the ones I have. But in this one, the Planeswalker they put in is Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. For 1 and 2 hybrid mana of a blue and red, you get a legendary Planeswalker Saheeli that is an uncommon. It starts on 5 loyalty. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. -2. Target artifact you control becomes a copy of another target artifact or creature you control until end of turn, except for it's an artifact in addition to its other types. When it comes to the creatures in this deck, I know there's usually 6 new creatures. However, when recording the script or when writing the script, the website was still new and still thrown around, and this deck was the last one to be revealed. So I found it very difficult to find the 6 new cards. So unfortunately, this is going to be a bit disappointing. I only knew one, and that is the Sub-Commander. So at least I'm going to talk about the Sub-Commander. So the Sub-Commander is Rashmi Ragavan. For 1 green, blue, and a red, you get a legendary creature, Elf Monkey, that is a mythic. Whenever you cast your first spell during each of your turns, exile the top card of target opponent's library and create a treasure token. Then you may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost if it is a spell with mana value less than the number of artifacts you control. If you don't cast it this way, you may cast it this turn, and it is a 2/4. And then overall, I wanted to give 6 honorable mentions. However, I probably assume some of these 6 are going to be the new cards, so correct me or let me know in the comments down below which 6 are the new cards when it comes to this deck. But the 6 cards I enjoyed, or the 6 honorable mentions when it comes to creatures, are Shading Sphinx, Shimmer Dragon, Hellkite Igniter, Thopter Assembly, Academy Manufactor, Gilded Goose. When it comes to the planes in the deck, there's 10 different locations, and all 10 are Garapta, Glimmervoid Bastion, Isle of Vesuva, New Argive, Selesnya Loft Gardens, Stronghold Furnace, 10 Wizards Mountain, The Western Cloud, The Wilds, Planeswide Disaster. So when it comes to the sorceries in this deck, there's 11 in total and 2 new ones. When it comes to 2 new ones, they are Path of the Amonist. For 3 and a green, you get a sorcery that is a rare. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and put them on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. It has Will of the Planeswalker. Standing with you, each player votes for Planeswalker or Chaos. If Planeswalker gets more votes, Planeswalk. If Chaos gets more votes, or votes are tied, Chaos ensues. Dance with Calamity. For 7 and a red, you get a sorcery that is a rare. Shuffle your library. Many times as you choose, you may exile the top card of your library. If the total mana value of these cards exiled this way is 13 or less, you may cast any number of those spells from among those without paying its mana cost. And the 4 honorable mentions when it comes to the sorceries will be Rise and Shine, Echo Storm, Saheeli's Artistry, Brass's Bounty. And now we are on to the instances. There is 8 in total, but only 4 caught my eye, which is quite a good 50% of the instances are good in this deck. And they are Perplexing Test, Spell Swindle, Masterful Replication, Chaos Warp. And now we are on to the artifacts of the deck. There's 13 artifacts in total, but majority of them are like the Elixir, Sol Ring, Arcade Signet and all of that. However, there were 3 I do want to mention, and those 3 are Combined Cresselis, Bloodforged Battle Axe, Inspiring Sanctuary. And when it comes to enchantments, there are 6 in total, but only 3 I do want to mention, and those 3 are Imprisoned in the Moon, Thopter Spy Network, Aid of the Coil, And then it comes to the lands, the final lands in the deck, and everyone probably knows my thoughts and opinions on this, unless this is your first video you're watching. When it comes to Commander decks, I always find the lands a bit meh. They always do the same ones over and over again. However, there is 3 that did catch my eye. I do love the Strixhaven lands though, so this is probably a bias because 2 of them are Slares. How do you say that? Snars? But the 3 lands I want to talk about are Fortia Bivouac, Frostboil Snarl, Vineglimmer Snarl. Now when it comes to the deck as a whole, I do actually kind of like it. I do think it's cool. The art's cool, the commander's cool. My biggest problem when it comes to this deck is it's too heavy on its commander. That if people just keep getting rid of your commander, the deck seems to flop. Like it seems to be probably, my personal opinion, the weakest out of the 5. Mainly because it is too heavy on your deck. At least with the Bright Palm one, you could just focus on the creatures and give them +1/+1. Yes, it does slow down that you don't have your commander, but this deck seems, in my personal opinion, too commander heavy to be good, and I think it is the weakest out the 5. But as always, let me know what you think of this video in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this deck in the comments down below. If there was any cards you would add in, let me know. Also remember to like, subscribe, follow, and all that other stuff that YouTubers ask you to do. And have a nice day. And also, if you like this video, I have yesterday's video right here. I have a playlist of Is It Worth It when it comes to stuff like that, and all the 4 of the other commanders will be here. And then I have a subscribe button here that you should hit, and I will see you all in the next video.